Hello, it's Delusion Dispeller back again. I'm here to talk to you a little bit more about paranoia and some more traits of borderline personality disorder. Paranoia. For the borderline, they will often, what I call, zone out, dissociate, numb out when you're talking to them, or when they're in a situation they do not know how to handle. Um, it's kind of troubling because it can happen suddenly where you have a date planned, say, we'll give a facetious date here, a pretend one. You're going to come and take your borderline girlfriend out to lunch. And you're all ready, you're sprucing yourself up. She seems all excited on the phone. And then it's like 5 minutes before you are due to arrive, she calls you and says, wait, don't come. And you're like, what do you mean don't come? We're going to lunch. I thought you were all excited. And she says, I don't trust you. And you're like, well, what do you mean you don't trust me? I don't trust you. I feel like you're going to do something to me. And you're sitting there thinking, oh, we've been dating for a while now. I don't think you have to worry about that. But she is absolutely paranoid that you're going to harm her in some way, so she cancels out on the date. Typical borderline behavior, not unusual at all. They tend to change like the weather. Their moods are all over the place, and their moods are very intense and sudden. That's the key with borderline personality disorder that makes it maybe a little bit different than bipolar, I think. Bipolars, their moods seem to be, I don't know if it's more predictable, but more chartable, I guess you could say. Borderlines are all over the place, like I said. They can be happy one minute, miserable the next minute, think you're out to get them the next minute, and then the minute after that adore you. And it's just very disconcerting, very uncomfortable, very frustrating to the person that deals with the borderline personality and the borderline themselves, as I said before. Okay, let's talk about some things that borderline people sometimes think about their lives, themselves, etc. They believe that if they are not adored by everybody and cared about, that they are not a very nice person and that nobody wants to be with them and that they can't do anything right. They very much catastrophize things. So if you said you were going to do some activity with the borderline and something came up and you have to cancel, they will not only be upset that you canceled, they will be upset at themselves for not being worthy of your attention and your time. So they internalize a lot. They believe that some people are just perfect at anything that they do and that other people deserve to be really punished for the things that they do. That black and white thinking, all good, all bad, the splitting of people type of thing. They also believe that things that are happening outside of them are why they feel the way that they do. They think that if somebody says something to them and they react in a really bad way, it's that person's fault for saying it. It's not, they don't believe they have control over their own emotions. They think that other people do things purposely against them and that their reactions are based on what people do. So if you're happy with them, then they must be a wonderful person. If you're not happy with them at the moment, then they must be an awful person. They also think that they are like the ideal lovers. So because of that, they think nobody can love the way that they do, and that their extreme love of other people is really what pushes other people away, when it's really not that that's pushing people away. It's the clinginess, it's the desperation, it's the flip-floppy mood, it's other things. It's not, I love you so you leave me, but they don't correlate it as that. They have a distortion of that. They also think that if somebody is abusing them, they deserved it because they're a bad person. They believe that if they are by themselves, they cease to exist. We talked about that a little bit earlier. They think they will only be happy when they find that ideal mate, that ideal friend, that perfect person that will stay with them and care for them endlessly. If they cannot find that person, they believe they're not worthwhile. God bless you. Stay tuned for the next